Just gonna love that audio clip. Um, hey, episode 20. Now that's cool. Get close to the microphone a little bit. I have a couple things to talk about this episode. Wanna have a chat about this channel because I feel like over the past week I've had a lot of time to reflect on YouTube just in general. I don't know why, but for some reason I think it's because I was working on the video all week. So start off with, what is this channel? What is this podcast? I keep bumping into the microphone. What is this podcast? And I think this podcast is not serious. It's not originally, and I feel like I've said this story a million times already, but this podcast was originally a test, just to see how much I really knew the YouTube algorithm. And the rain just cut out for a second. And originally it was going to be me, Sam, and Jester all making a podcast once per week. Yada, yada, yada. I feel like you guys know the story. Jester couldn't, or decided that he was too busy for it. And me and Sam were left to do it by ourselves. And it felt a bit too awkward. So we just dropped it. And then I came back and decided to pick it back up. But I never said why I decided to pick it back up. I think that's an important piece that I just didn't say for some reason. So why did I decide to pick it back up? And I think it was because I wanted to stay creating. I think one thing that I've always struggled with personally is having an identity. I need to be careful not to say anything that I don't agree with, because I feel forced to say things. One thing I've always struggled with is having an identity that I am happy with, is probably a better way of putting it. There's so much about life that's so out of my control. My situation at home, the things that I have, my intelligence, my social skills, the friends that I have. And okay, well, the friends I have is sort of in my control in a way. But still, there are just aspects about myself that I feel are completely out of my control. And being online, the internet has provided me with this amazing opportunity to pretty much completely reinvent myself without having to worry about those types of things. You watching this, unless you're Sam or Jester, I don't think Jester definitely does not watch this podcast. Unless you're Sam, unless you're Less Than Fast, unless you're Rent to Discharge, unless you're those three people, you likely do not know me in real life. You do not know me. I don't really go around parading the fact that I read degenerate manga or Yuri manga. I don't go around with my name being kitkat. I don't introduce myself as kitkat. On the internet, that is how I introduce myself 100% of the time. Never will I actually go, hi, my name is Alex. I'm just going to say my full name, or no, my real name. I don't care. I will never on the internet go, hi, my name is Alex, because that's just, I'm not Alex, right? I'm kitkat. And on one hand, this is such an amazing thing, right? The fact that I'm able to be someone completely different. I'm sorry if the microphone is. I'm able to be someone completely different and completely just change who I am and be someone who I want to be. I want to be someone who, when I was young, and sort of now, but I made my online personality when I was younger. When I was young, I wanted to be eccentric. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be the type of, like, I hate to make this comparison, but Tony Stark, you know? I wanted to be the type of person who can do anything and get away with it and just live my life doing whatever I wanted to do because I had the ability to, because I was smart enough and I was powerful enough to do that kind of stuff. And, well, obviously I'm not rich. But that sort of carried over to this I really itchy. This is a tough conversation for myself. And obviously now I'm not that, but that personality is sort of carried over. If I'm being honest, in real life, I am just like not the type of person who I sort of show myself to be on the internet. Although the more that I've opened myself up through these podcasts and through streams and stuff, through streams and stuff, the more that wall between the fake me presented on the internet and the real me is sort of crumbling down a little bit. You know, I never really thought that I would talk about -8 on a podcast, but last week that's literally what I did. I was whiling. So that that's but then there's the bad side about it, which is the fact that why do I feel a need to do something like this? Why do I feel a need to have to change myself like when I'm on the internet? Am I not happy with who I am in real life? And I'm trying to fuck off. I keep on the microphone. I'm trying to find a way to bring this into my bigger point. And I think the reason why I made this podcast was a way for me to I'm finding a really difficult way to say this. To vent. It's essentially venting, right? It's venting. Venti from Genshin Impact. It's essentially me going, I want to talk to people, but I don't want to talk to people. I vent a lot to Sam. I'm gonna admit it. I say a lot of just random shit to Sam. I'm normally the one holding the conversation. No shade to Sam. I mean, like, it's not even really a shade thing. It's no shade. No, it's not really a shade thing. Like, you know, some people don't talk that much. Some people talk a lot. I just happen to be one of the people who, when I start going, I can keep going for a long time, and talk people's ears off. You know, I don't really have a stopping point or a filter really. But yeah, I think that's what this channel was, and the reason why I've been thinking about this a lot is this is very unorganized. I so wish that I had made this more organized, but you know, I don't want the podcast episodes to get too organized. I feel like that would be a bit weird. So the reason why I've been thinking about this a lot is like three main things that happened. Number one, I've been making a video for my main channel, which is now released. You can go watch it if you want. I'm not going to say that it has any carryover to the type of contents on this podcast channel, but I've been making that video throughout this week. I think I worked on it I worked on it for at least 6 hours a day for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I worked for like 1 hour on Thursday. Thursday was my break day, and Saturday. So I've done a total of like 6, 12, 18, 24. I've done at least like 1 and a little bit days worth of work on this video over the last week, just because like I really want it to be good. And originally I wasn't happy with the video, and then I like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I wasn't happy with the video. I might have even worked on it over the weekend, the previous weekend. I'm not sure. I don't quite remember. It all sort of just blurs together. Make sure I'm close. Yeah. So I worked on that for that. So I essentially had YouTube on my mind all week. I haven't been able to talk to many people, and when I don't talk to people for long extended periods of time, I tend to get really self-doubty. I don't know how to. I have a lot of self-doubt about myself as a person whenever I'm away and don't talk to people, because I feel like I mean, this might be. I've been to the doctor and I've been to my therapist about the idea of maybe having some form of like autism or something, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have those. I'm not gonna pretend to have ADHD or any form of mental disorder until I have it probably diagnosed. So for the time being, I'm just gonna say that I'm really socially awkward and just a internet dweller who hasn't developed any sort of social skills. But I always do have struggled with like understanding other people's perspectives, or I always need some point of reference in order to understand other people. So whenever I'm like, if say at school where we get a group project and I'm put into someone's group, I will always feel like I'm annoying them, or I'm being uncomfortable to them, or that they're uncomfortable because they're around me or they have to be around me, when in reality it may very well not be that. But as much as I want to say that it's not that, I still don't really know, because I don't know how people perceive me, and it has always bugged me personally. So I've always struggled with that. Oh my fucking god, I've forgotten my main point. Give me a second. Fuck. What was I talking about? I was talking about YouTube. I was talking about the video that I'm making. I've always struggled to understand other people's perspectives. I don't know. Look, I guess this is just context for something. I'm kind of stressed right now. I'm just trying to compartmentalize all my thoughts. So yeah, when I'm away from people for long extended periods of time, I get really self-doubty. So it's made me think about like myself a lot this past week. And final thing is, oh no, not final thing, but the second thing is, I was in a call with Sam, and he started pointing out things about my videos didn't like, and there was this. He said that he finds the fact that I sort of like idolize Funk, who's a YouTuber, way too much, and I've been thinking about that a lot, because on one hand, I do think I idolize Funk quite a bit, and I do think that I definitely look up to people quite a lot. I tend to I remember there was this clip from Chuckle Sandwich where they had the Jaden animation episode, and Jaden talked about how she doesn't really idolize anyone. She doesn't think about anyone as better than her, or like, well, not better or worse than her. She doesn't compare herself to other people all that much. She just sort of like understands that other people exist, and I'm like the complete opposite to that. There are just so many people, mostly on YouTube, because YouTube's obviously my aspiration, and YouTube is where I find the most joy. So when I'm watching people, I'll often find myself idolizing them. And there's ironically, one of the people I idolize quite a lot is Uncle Dane, and I think it's just because I really enjoy his videos. I think he makes really good videos. There are a couple of his videos which I've been watching through which I don't like as much anymore. Like there's this one about, that's irrelevant. And he's actually got a video about not idolizing YouTubers. Like they're just people, but I never think about them as like gods or just almighty beings. I think of them as really creative people who are making really cool things. That's all that I think of them as. And I think Funk is the most creative person who I've ever seen on YouTube, making the coolest things that I've ever seen. So it makes sense that I would see him in the best light compared to the rest of them. But I can understand Sam's point. But as I said in the time that we originally had it, fuck him. I'm going to idolize Funk as much as I want, because I genuinely, I'll just stop talking about it around Sam. But I genuinely really enjoy Funk's content, and I think that he is the best YouTuber in my opinion. Completely my opinion, and it's okay to have a different opinion, and it's okay if you disagree. I don't even care about Sam's opinion. You know what he said? He said that the first season, he said both seasons of One Punch Man like are the worst, like suck, are actual dog shit. So we had this whole conversation. He said that he was like, the characters, they don't mean anything. Like they're such meaningless characters. They like, you get introduced to someone and then killed, and it literally doesn't mean anything. Like, he gets the joke. That's the whole joke. I don't know. I mean, you know, everyone's entitled to an opinion, as I just said before. So he can think whatever he wants, but at the same point. So we were in a call together, and he was talking about my thumbnails, specifically my thumbnails for some reason. But he was like, my thumbnails are kind of cluttered, which, Oya said my thumbnail is good. Which one was it? The Yuri video thumbnail was good. I wonder how my most recent video's thumbnail is, in Oya's opinion. Sam said that it's a good thumbnail, but I honestly have a little bit of doubts about it, because it doesn't actually accurately represent the video. It doesn't even have 6 mark in it, it's just 4. I should have included more in that one. That's the other thing. Yeah. I'll talk about the video later. Just give me a second. I don't know how long. Should I put a cap on this podcast episode? I feel like I should just let this episode go on for as long as I'm able to talk for. I mean, we're only 30 minutes in. We'll see how it goes. So, and then the final thing is, what's the final thing? Yes, Oya, who is a pretty constant viewer of my content for some reason. I still get confused whenever people enjoy my content. I don't know. I feel like I'm only in the early stages of creating stuff, so it doesn't really make sense to me why people are enjoying my shit. I don't think it's great right now. I think that I have the, ow, fuck, my hip. Did you guys hear that? Did that get picked up on? I don't know. So I'm standing up right now. I don't usually stand up. Standing up usually gets my brain into gear when it comes to speaking, because it reminds me of public speaking. I say that, but I've been tangenting for the last fucking 10 minutes or whatever. Okay, so Oya left a comment. I think I'll just quickly do a small side thing and go find that, because it was pretty insightful. There were some aspects of it that I agreed with, some aspects that I didn't necessarily disagree with, but definitely think he needed more context on for it. He guys said I got bored waiting for the main channel video, which confused me a little bit. You know, there's like hundreds of videos on YouTube, right? I don't know. That one threw me off guard a little bit. I was like, "You're waiting for my video?" I don't normally wait for stuff. I just sort of like go, okay, and now the next one will come out whenever the next one comes out, whenever there's YouTubers who make stuff. I don't know. That one struck me. It's not necessarily weird. I'm not ragging on them. I'm just I don't know, waiting for me. These pods are pretty mid. Yeah, I think these podcasts are really bad, and I'll follow up on that. And then I was whiling when I was talking about the egg, which is in the most recent video. Let me and then he went to like podcast 13 for some reason. I don't know why the fuck he was on podcast 13. That's one of the worst episodes, I think, even though it's like got some of the most views. But that's just because it had buzzwords in it like Temu and scrolling and weed whacker, I think. Weed whacker counts as a, or weed wax outside room. Yeah, it was a weird title. It had a funny cat in the thumbnail. It made sense that it popped off relative to the rest of my episodes. But let me, is that the, okay, yeah. He said, I think if you want to get more clout as a YouTuber, you gotta drop this series and put all your focus on the main channel. Make sure the editing is down. Put in some catchy thumbnails like with the Yuri video. That's what got me to click on it. And then maybe when you have like 1K consecutive views on a few vids, start up a new pod series on the main channel for a retest of the idea. Multiple channels is an L, I'm not gonna lie, especially for how small you are. Let me break this comment down and respond to it as well as I can. I think that to get more clout as a YouTuber, you gotta drop this series. As I was saying before, my extension of the internet version of me is the most me that I want me to be. That's a weird way of putting that, but you get what I'm trying to say. I hate selling myself. And it's really down to a couple things. One of them is I am really anxious. I'm pretty sure I have an anxiety disorder. My mom has one. You know, I carry a lot of things from her. My therapist says that he thinks that I might have one. My doctor says he thinks I might have one. I'm everything but diagnosed. I've said this before. I believe that I have one. I think I'll just go with the Soundsmith tactic and say, not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure it's there, or it's there to some degree. So I have a really terrible anxiety problem when it comes to how I'm perceived by others. Or I talked about this before. You already heard this, but it's part of that. That's part of the reason why I hate selling myself. The other reason is, man, I just hate, like, so on YouTube, most people on YouTube are kids. That's just how it is. That's just the truth. It's an unfortunate truth, and it's really the how do you say, it is the dark side of YouTube, in my opinion. It's the unfortunate truth that keeps this site running. Without kids, there wouldn't be people clicking on ads. There wouldn't be people buying eccentric shit, viewing for hours on end. If most of YouTube was a mature audience of adults or teenagers and adults, then YouTube would be much better, but also there's no way it would be profitable. Kids make up I'd say, I don't know the exact number. I'm just not even going to try, but it's a lot. I don't want kids on my channel. And yes, I'm a kid. To a degree, I'm a teenager. I'm on the older side. I'm on the younger side of the older side of teenager. I'm 17. So I'm 3 years away from being technically being an adult. Isn't it like it's 20 or 21 or something? I feel like it's 20 because you stop being a teenager, you're an adult. I'd say that's the most standard definition of an adult. So I'm not that far away from being an adult, but 3 years is still quite a long time, you know. So I don't want kids on my channel because kids have no taste. It feels wrong to say, but it's true. Kids, I watched fucking like Pyrocynical when I was young. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Pyrocynical, but his older videos, his newer videos are good, but actually, I mean, his newer videos on his main channel, his fucking side channel is actual slop. It's actually dog shit. One of the worst channels on YouTube, in my opinion. Probably not that far, but definitely one of the worst one of the worst, most critical videos suck. I don't know. Like when I was a kid, I watched terrible ass content, and I had no taste, bar some of the TF2 content, because I enjoy TF2, so I watched Soundsmith, I watched Uncle Dane, I watched Funk. Those people really enjoy that, but that wasn't because I found them, that was because I played TF2 and I wanted to watch TF2 content, and they made TF2 content. So, you know, it was less to do with them and their editing and stust. When I was young, I didn't watch good content. I feel like you guys get the point of what I'm trying to say. And I don't want kids on my channel because first of all, My videos are not for kids, just straight up. They're not technically not even for me, right? I'm the one making them, but I'm not even allowed to watch them. I have 18 plus in the description. So let's just keep that to ourselves, right? I talk about stuff that kids shouldn't be seeing, and look, if we're being completely honest here, shouldn't even really be allowed on YouTube. If kids can be here, then I probably shouldn't be allowed to upload the type of content that I do. But at the same time, why are kids here then, right? Why the hell are kids on YouTube if they shouldn't even be on YouTube? And as I was saying before, it's just because that's how the site keeps running. That's just how it is. It's the gator under the bed, which is a really fun analogy that I like. It's from a Nakey Jakey video. It was in the Last of Us 2 video. It was something like Rockstar's changed, or no, it wasn't the Rockstar video has changed. It's just no, Naughty Dog has changed. He said the gator under the bed, and to describe this analogy quickly, imagine this is the bed and the gator under the bed. Essentially, the gator is the thing that we do not talk about, but is necessary for something to run. For instance, kids in this instance are the gator under the bed. We don't talk about it. We're not supposed to talk about it. We just understand that it exists and it's here, but we do not talk about it. Because if anyone acknowledges that kids are indeed on this channel, if YouTube put out a notice saying that they are aware that kids are on this channel, or on YouTube, then they would probably get sued. But they would have to do an official statement saying that they are aware of it. They don't say that. For obvious reason, they don't talk about it, they don't advertise to kids, or well, they're not supposed to advertise to kids. They still do it with the fucking Mr. Beast ads and stuff, because anyone over the age of 15 wouldn't fall for that shit, but only little kids are falling for that. Struggling to... Can I get a glass of water, please? I'm like miming. Give me a sec, I'm just drinking some water. Should have done some throat exercises before this. Throat kind of hurts. Okay, back up to the microphone. Yeah, we do not talk about the fact that they're kids. In fact, before every video, every YouTuber has to mark their YouTube videos as not for kids. It's in the content, it's in the content manager, and you have to go down, and that is saying that your videos are not for people under the age of 18. I'm pretty sure it's 18. It might be 16, it might be 14, but I'm pretty sure it is 18. I'm pretty sure it is. My videos are not, and it is every YouTuber, by the way, not just some. It is every YouTuber who's marking that video, and because if you press yes, it is for kids, then comments get turned off, and all the recommendations is kids. You might have seen it if you go into like clips of old Cartoon Network things or something. Now, look, we know that our videos are not for kids, right? Mr. Beast videos, or like, we know that our videos are not for kids, and we know there are kids on YouTube. You could debate that Mr. Beast's videos are for kids, for instance, but he still presses the button. He still clicks, my videos are not for kids. No, they are. They are. It's just true. So he clicks that button, I click that button, every YouTuber clicks that button, and kids are on this channel. I'm straying away from my point, but the idea is I don't want kids on my channel, so I don't want to sell myself using shitty ass tactics that include advertising to kids, using bright, catchy thumbnails. Like, yeah, bright, catchy thumbnails are good for if you're trying to attract normal people as well, but the best way to filter out kids is to not even try, like, not even do it, because yeah, as I said, you're still going to catch, most people who go into the video are still going to be, I just want to, it's a ratio, right? You put up any poll onto a Twitch channel, it's always going to be, there's going to be some people who are doing the wrong answer, or, you know, if it's a 99% chance, the reason why people say 99% and not 100% is because there's always going to be some people who just choose the other answer for the sake of choosing the other answer. It's the same thing with kids. It's a weird analogy, but listen to me. There are always going to be kids coming in, right? They're always some part of a ratio, and what I'm trying to do is to minimize that ratio of kids coming onto my channel. The best way to do that is to not make your thumbnails and not make your titles and super catchy and super, whoa, like kids aren't going to press on that, I hope. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm not super educated on this. Like, I understand YouTube to a degree. I've been on this site for so fucking long, and I've been watching shit, and I've been subconsciously picking stuff up for ages, and I understand to a degree, but I'm not 100% well versed in it because I haven't done the part where I actually am a big YouTuber and can see all my stats and stuff. YouTubers are usually really difficult to get to show that stuff. There are very few who do. Like, Mr. Beast is pretty open about it. Ludwig is fairly open about it. I believe Schlatt shows it every now and again. And most of the time, any YouTube will show it if they have some sort of issue with YouTube. So it's just difficult to do it because most people find it irrelevant. Like there's no reason to show you my statistics. And also because they don't want to like, it's like, don't ask a guy his salary, right? Because it's rude, even though it's not technically rude. It's, you know, people, small dick, like, I don't know. Don't ask a dude how big his fucking dick is. It's just, trying to formulate my point as best as I can. Just so I don't want kids on my channel. That's why I don't do that. But also, I don't, as I was saying with the anxiety part, I don't want people coming onto my channel who probably aren't going to enjoy my video because they're like a YouTuber, a normie. I hate the word normie. It's so fucking cringe. But I don't want normies coming onto my channel. I don't want people who probably aren't going to enjoy my video to come on my channel. My video, what I'm aspiring to make is, this is so fucking cringe. Art. I want to make art, right? I want to make, obviously I'm not making art quite yet. I mean, I technically am, like anything's fucking art, but I'm not making good art. I want to make good shit. I want to make good shit. I don't want to have to appeal to the masses, and you sort of do if you want to get enough people on your channel to make money, but I feel like I'm going on a really long tangent. This is just a regular podcast episode. This was supposed to be like a special podcast episode where I get really introspective and start talking about shit, but it is not. It's just turned into a regular podcast episode. Fuck. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. I'm just trying to get all this shit off my chest and try to explain myself. So that is that part. That is the first part of Boy's email or message. Because you got to drop this series and put all your focus on the main channel. I'm going to be frank with you. I do not put nearly enough focus onto the main channel as I can, but it is not because of this channel. It is because of school. It's because of life. It's because of gaming. It's because of other YouTube videos that I want to watch. I do not put as much emphasis on my main channel because I'm fucking lazy. And that is... Hold on, give me a second. And that is an unfortunate truth that I am still trying to get over because I am a sloth. If there was one sin, like great sin that I would be very much a victim of, it's definitely sloth. I feel like I'm fairly good at other things. You know, I barely eat, or I make sure to not indulge myself too much in things. Well, I mean, gluttony is sort of sloth. They sort of share the same idea. I'm not like a terrible person. The one's sort of out of. I am so unbelievably lazy. It's insane. Like, I try my hardest to work, and I can do. Obviously this last week all I've been doing is working. I have barely played games. Sam can attest to that, but I barely watch YouTube, barely play games, just want to clear it up. But I still, most of the time, am not working. Like, I could have worked over the last 3 weeks, probably, but I've had a lot of fucking work to do this week. And I do not put enough on the main channel, and I want to. I really want to, but it's only during the holidays that I ever actually get anything done on the main channel, and even then, I barely get anything done, right? The quality doesn't spike up, it just means that I have to work. I get to work longer. Oh, fuck, I keep hitting my microphone. You know, I instead of smashing it on 1 week, I smashed it out in 2 weeks, and the quality doesn't even change that much. It's the only reason why I was able to do the last Yuri video, why it was so long, but even then, the editing in that one was shit. Like, it's not good. It was not good editing. Just, I don't really like the first Yuri video all that much, even though I called it good in the new video. I just feel like, it was kind of boring. And I shouldn't have even talked about the bad ones. Like, why does that even matter? I didn't need to talk about those. I should have only talked about it if they were interesting. I should have cut them down because I wanted to go quantity over quality. Like, wow, look at all these things I read. Look at how long this video is. You know, it wasn't even that fucking long. So, okay. Going too fast. I'm not organizing my thoughts enough. So yeah, I want to work more on the main channel videos, and I will eventually. But right now, I'm lazy as fuck, and I'm trying my hardest to make myself be able to organize my time better. The quality triangle. There are a couple things that I have to work on, and it is school is something I have to work on, my YouTube channel, which is another commitment, and gaming / I'd say Sam's in the same category as gaming, because when I tend to not game, I tend to not talk to Sam as much, because that's sort of how we connect. So I have to choose between those three things, and most of the time I just choose school and gaming, and then leave, because school and making videos sort of fall into the same category in a way. It's just work. It feels like I come home, I want to play games, I don't want to make a video, right? That's why I put it in the same category. I want to come home, I don't want to work, I don't want to make videos and shit. So I'm trying my hardest to get into a, because I feel like the best, I feel like the most powerful you get is when you find sort of this balance between yourself and not needing external pleasure. You simply live for yourself, and I'm not at that stage yet. And that's some really philosophical stuff that I don't feel like getting into, and I don't even know that much about, but we'll see. We'll see. So, I want to work on it more, but this channel is not. This is probably the main point that I want to make for this whole video, is this channel sucks, and this channel takes roughly 2 hours, so there's about 5 minutes of setup, 45 minutes to record, so that's 50 minutes. Editing is pulling it all in, and then adding any images that are required, cutting it down a little bit maybe. That takes like 5 minutes, or if I'm adding images, it's like 15 minutes. But if I'm not, then it's 5 minutes. I have to watch through the whole thing to make sure I didn't say anything that I didn't want to say. This episode, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't need to check that this video. And then I have to make a thumbnail, which usually takes like 5 minutes. It's not that much. So this channel is really easy. I make it all in one day, and it's just me. But I'm gonna talk about what I want to do to this channel in a second. I just want to finish the email. Make sure the editing is down. I'm working on my editing. I think in terms of my technical ability with editing, I am comfortable saying that I am better than I'd say I'm at the level where I have the technical ability but not the experience. So I'm building my experience right now. It's like I've gone through college and I've done my college training for editing. I haven't really, but like this is an example. So I've done my college training and I'm just entering the workforce. So I don't have the practical experience of being on site actually doing the stuff, but I do have the theoretical knowledge to be able to do it. I just need to get in my practice and do it and learn, and then eventually be able to apply myself better. Like, you know, there's so many editing techniques I didn't know about. I used After Effects so much more with this latest video, than did for any other video I've ever done. It's insane. And I'm getting better slowly. Yeah, that's a time thing, not necessarily an effort thing. Effort and time, kind of. Make sure you're editing down. Put some catchy thumbnails. See the first bit. See the first bit. I don't like catchy thumbnails, but I'm still gonna make my thumbnails look better over time. Obviously, still want them to look better. So yeah, like with the Yuri bit, again, a little bit weird. It's conflicting view between Sam and Oya, and then maybe when you want to see views, start up a new pod. I don't like this pod. I mean, I do like this pod because I like being able to vent and just be able to upload a video every week, so that I have the excuse in my head that I'm updating my fan base. Fucking fan base. I'm not a YouTuber. I can update the people who just so happen to watch my video, and there's like 3 of them. So 3 people who I just so happen to have in my viewer base. Fucking. So I can do that, and keeps me creating, kind of, but not really. I don't know. I'll talk about that another time. Don't feel like talking about it right now. I feel like I've already said this too. Oh fuck, I got it here in my VR headset. It's really annoying. It's itching my face. So yeah, I like this channel, but I don't like the content on it. Or I feel like this podcast will get better when I start inviting more guests. I'll get to in a second. Multiple channels is an L. Multiple channels is an L. I don't necessarily disagree, but I don't necessarily agree. I think multiple channels is an L if you're trying to run them as like the idea is that the idea on YouTube is that you want to build up. So how to get big on YouTube is, this is the best advice I've ever heard, and it was from Marcino Pants, and it's just essentially keep making videos that could pop off, keep making good videos you find good, and then eventually one will pop off and the rest of them will just snowball after that, because you're building up this whole back catalog of shit that people want to watch that's similar to your other videos, and eventually one of them's going to do well, that's going to go well, and then the rest of them will go do well, and then it's a snowball effect. How do I explain it? It's I don't know, like every video is you throwing a bomb into a pit, and the bombs don't go off. They're very unlikely. It's like a 1%, or not even, like a 0.01% chance it'll go off. You keep throwing bombs into the pit, but eventually one of them will go off, and all the rest of them will set off with it. So that's sort of like what it is to be on YouTube. That's a strange way of putting it, but that actually kind of works. Proud of myself. That was a good metaphor. That was a good metaphor. That was a good metaphor. I jumped. Bring you over here. Although I do agree that having this second channel is not good. So yeah, building up a back catalog and also diversifying. So the channel is kind of diversifying. Yeah. But I'm going to keep the channel because it's not really connected to my main channel at all. It's whatever. So in the future, what do I want to do? Well, number one, I want more guests on this. I'm going to invite Sam a lot more, I think. I'm going to try to. I just feel like feel really awkward inviting people. I feel like do you want to be on my podcast? Do you want to be on my two-viewer podcast? Do you want me? It feels really awkward. I'd rather build it up myself and then start inviting people when I'm established. But that's like in YouTube, right? I can. So I invite Sam on. Might invite Rent to Discharge on. Might invite. Those are the only two people I know. That's one problem. I can invite my viewers on. How do you guys feel about that? How would you guys feel about being on this podcast, huh? How would you guys feel about being on the podcast? You put that in the comments below. How would you guys feel about being on this podcast? I'm willing to invite you. It feels a bit parasocial, but honestly, for good content, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind interviewing one of you guys. That'd be funny. Man, that would be funny. That's a serious idea. Although kind of serious. I don't know. I feel like you know, as I said before, I'm a really terrible judge of what's right and wrong. So can you guys tell me if that's like weird? I don't fucking know. Just tell me, is that like too far? I had an idea. It was like, if you comment on this I was gonna make a video. It was like, if you comment on this, I'll invite on my podcast, and that would run forever, and then I'd just have infinite content. But I was like, I kind of want to do videos where I talk about myself. So I'm a selfish boy. Oh my god, I'm selfish. Yep. How long have we got left? Or should I just keep talking forever? Okay, it's 30. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, that's good enough. So now for a 10-minute section where I talk about the latest video on my channel. Yay! Latest video on my channel. So yeah, if you don't know, well, I've been fucking talking about this whole episode, but if you don't know, I made a video on my main channel called 6 Manga I Enjoy. Straight up, I like the thumbnail, although I wish I like it on base, but I think that one in reference to the video, I think it's meh. I kind of wish I might redo it, but I don't care. It's just one video, right? Next video will have a better thumbnail. That's how I see it. It's not that big a deal. I think the title is absolutely jack shit terrible, but I couldn't think of a better one. That's probably the reason why it's performing so terribly. It is performing terribly as well. It's got like 4 views. It's got 4 views. Normally they have like 20 views when I wake up. Although sometimes it's like a different. It's like it fluctuates. Sometimes my videos get like 20 views in one night. Sometimes they get like 2 views in one night. So this is just one of the worst performing ones. It's got a smiley face, which is probably fucking up the title. I don't care though. I like, as I said before, I'd rather have my own creative freedom when it comes to this than try and pander towards a whole bunch of people. Eventually someone will find my video and enjoy it, and that's all that matters to me. Someone will find the video, someone will enjoy it. I like creating content because I like making people feel happy. I like sharing my opinion on things, and I like talking, and I like being eccentric and showing myself off to the world. I like being... Did I pick up the microphone? I just hit my fucking light. How's that doing? You good? Okay, it's swinging around a little bit. That's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Changing the shading. That's kind of cool. Okay. The video's content. I like Oi's comment. I like Oi's comment. It was fucking Sweetness and Lightning being sandwiched by Hardcore Yuri. It's kind of crazy. It wasn't sandwiched between Hardcore Yuri. Come on. It was sandwiched between fucking I forget what it was called. That's so bad. How Do We Relationship? It was between How Do We Relationship and Citrus / the devil trick devil anime / Citrus. So yeah. Did I just say Citrus / okay, whatever. So essentially, it wasn't Hardcore Yuri, but it was fucking, you know, sex Yuri shit. Fucking sexy Yuri and Sweetness and Lightning. How do you guys like Sam's part, by the way? I think Sam's part was good. I think he did really well. Should I give like Sam advice? I feel like that's... I'll give it advice, but it's not advice that I expect Sam to like adopt. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I need to do that for the next time I'm in a fucking kitkat video. Like, I think Sam said a lot in his script, but that's not that big a deal. The only time where saying matters if you go and, or no, you go I think. So if you combine the with a word that's critical to the sentence, because then you have to either keep it in or cut it, and it sounds really awkward. I think that I did pretty well in the cutting, but his script read very much like a school essay, like the hamburger essay thing. It was like, he starts off very formal, like, I'm gonna be talking about Sweetness and Lightning by the very talented how to get 2009 probably one of, if not the most wholesome, like it came off, but I think he picked up his pace in the middle, in the meat part, so that was good. I really liked his part. I really like the transition into it. I think it's cool how you can hear him like coming into the scene and then he just takes over from me. I think that's cool. And his mic was shit, but it was shit in a very endearing way, so I don't think it matters all that much. Yeah. Alright. My parts. How do you guys like the music as well? Because I feel like the music was the best music that I've done so far, but also not quite good. Like it compared to other music, I feel like it might have been a bit abrasive. I'm still learning about audio. I suck at audio. I never taught myself audio while I was teaching myself visual. I just sort of like let I turn the volume up and down is all I fucking do, and I choose the music, which I don't even know that much music. Two of the songs were like four of the songs were from Animal Crossing, so it's like like what? I can put my hands in my pockets. So absolutely distracted. I think the Mercy Lego part I liked quite a bit. Originally I didn't like it all that much, but after adding a couple extra graphics to it, I think it's good. I think it worked out well. I wish that the second part, the how do we relationship, I wish it was a bit longer, but I didn't really have much else to say. I mean, I think it was okay. Sam's part of it, about that. Good, liked it, enjoyed it. Citrus part, the felt a little bit redundant, but I did like the editing. I like the part where Shakespeare comes in, and I don't know how I feel with the Shakespeare part where I do a little rant about school, but meh, whatever. Sometimes the videos, not every single second of the video can be perfect. And then there was the, what came after that again? It was fucking, oh yeah, JK, Housewife X JK. That shit, why did I even talk about that, man? I don't even fucking know why I decided to talk about that. I don't know. Originally, and then next was the Neko Damari part. I like Neko Damari. I really like Neko Damari. I wish I talked about it a little tiny bit more, but also I didn't have much else to say. It's like it's a slice of life with a woman and her cats. Not much to say there, but it was really good. I probably, honestly, probably the I mean, next to How Do We Relationships, probably the biggest recommendation on that list because it's something you might actually enjoy. Oh fuck, my eyebrow itches. Give me a sec. Okay. And some extra bits about the video. Originally, I was gonna have this whole time travel, no, interdimensional bit, and I already explained this in the video. Range of Discharge comes in, and Sam comes in. Let me just check how long. Should I just keep this podcast going? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep talking about the funny video. I'm doing like stretches, so I should get full body tracking, honestly. Where Rent's Discharge came in and Sam came in, but Rent's Discharge flaked. I'm just such a my fuck. But obviously Rent's Discharge flaked. No, it didn't flake. She's got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of work to do. We both got a lot of work to do. So really, it's understandable. Like I always be like keeping her with it. So I doubt that she could have written a whole fucking essay about something that she'd read or watched. So fucking hell, why is my nose so itchy? Okay. There we go. I'm like bouncing around. Is there like a hair there? Give me a second. There's fucking hair in my headset. Stop being fucking annoying, you cunt. Alright. Doing squats now. Do squats. Let me do squats while I talk about that, and I'll actually talk about it. I need a drink of water. Holy shit, my throat. Why does my throat hurt so much? I'm only talking for like 45 minutes. Like I'm doing vocal exercises. All right. So Rent to Child because I made a funny little graphic. It had like a swirling portal. Actually, this is pretty similar to it. So like a swirling portal, and then it came in on like a thing, and then I was gonna on the Housewife X JK part I was supposed to end it with like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm not even gonna explain this because I was gonna talk about it, and then I was like the audience is being annoying. They're not, because it's a fucking sex manga about best friend's mum and their child's best friend or something. I don't know. Like, you know, I was supposed to walk back and be like, oh my god, fucking asshole, fucking stupid audience doesn't even understand true greatness behind anime. But yeah, had to cut that part out. And then it was gonna cut away, and then it was gonna be the Neko Demai part. That was supposed to be another alternative universe, but didn't quite work out. Oh, I'm just gonna run out of time actually. I mean, like I could keep going, but I don't think there's much else to say there. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. That's the funny episode. Just like make sure it lines up. See it.